A food poisoning outbreak linked to romaine lettuce is being blamed for nearly 150 illnesses across the country and one death in California. The bacteria is linked to romaine grown in Yuma, Arizona.
So far, there aren't any confirmed cases in Maine. Agriculture experts say that's because many of our restaurants and stores use local produce. But if you're now considering growing your own lettuce, the experts have some important advice for you.
The youngest of my brothers, and I was always afraid they wanted to take over the farm, and I always wanted to. I always knew I wanted to take over this farm.
David Tuttle owns Riverside Farm in North Berwick, a farm that's been in the family since the 1700s.
We do very little wholesale. We are almost 100% retail.
He grows different types of lettuce, including romaine, the kind that's been at the center of a nationwide E. coli outbreak.
I've got 5 grandchildren living a quarter of a mile down the road here. I don't want them to get sick on my produce. I don't want my customers to get sick.
The lettuce that's been linked to one death and more than 100 illnesses was grown in Arizona.
I can't stand here and tell you that my lettuce is 100% safer than the lettuce coming in from Arizona. All I know is that I do the best I can to raise safe produce.
Tuttle says whether you own a farm or have a backyard garden, everyone must do their part to keep safe from E. coli and Listeria infections by washing produce before it's consumed. Also, growing lettuce in a greenhouse can eliminate risk for contamination.
You don't have any animals in there. That's where a lot of the E. coli and a lot of the bad bacteria comes from different animals.
According to the CDC, 1 in 6 people in the U.S. get sick and 3,000 die each year from foodborne diseases. The Food Safety Modernization Act, or FSMA, was created to combat that statistic.
We're going to have our water tested all the time to be sure there's no E. coli or bad bacteria in it.
He says these government programs are necessary to help ensure his farm is around for future generations.
I'm very blessed to have a son that wants to take over the farm.
And Tuttle started running that family farm when he was only 19 years old. He supplies lettuce to restaurants in South Berwick, Kittery, and Portsmouth, New Hampshire.